So close to greatness. A lot of projects I've got to get done today. It's one of those beautiful, still mornings. We haven't had a morning like this for a long time. So a lot of project jobs that I need to get on with. And I've got to start picking olives because our first olive trees for our neighbour's place are really laden and I've got to get that fruit out. But I just thought I'd have a look here. We're starting to get some spider mite is coming into our mangoes, so that ain't going too good. So we need to treat that today and find a way to get rid of this mite. I don't want to overload the mango with oil because they don't like it a great deal when they're getting sprayed and their leaf surfaces are getting blocked up too much. So really got to take care with this. Put it on in a reasonable quantity, but not too much. Over here, I'll swap you around. Now, there we go. The guys are up there for their morning sunning. Our other mango here is completely untouched by spider mite, and it's growing incredibly well. So it's almost up to the rooftops now. I'm really hoping that next year will be its year, but people might be able to tell me whether pot-bound mangoes have a great deal of chances of success with fruiting. There's a lot of people out there that know a lot more about it than I do. Despite the cold, our potted locust is really putting on good growth. It really didn't enjoy the heat in this patio space, which really surprised me, to be honest, but it's going really well. One of the interesting things in this pot is we keep getting recurring volunteer parsley in this pot, but that's good timing because I want to make a cavatini tonight and that will be perfect. The blood orange is completely laden with fruit. When you have a look, it's just clustering all over the place, getting that sort of oblong shape as the fruit matures, and then it starts to round out when it's getting some colour, like the fruit in here. Blood oranges, if you don't know, start off perfectly orange like you would expect, and then gradually start to adopt sort of a mottled, freckled red hue. Sometimes it's even, you can describe it as pink, and its fruit size is probably not at the largest end of an orange, but this year it looks like we're going to get some reasonable sized fruit. Like some of these guys in here are looking really nice. We're getting the best guava set that we've ever had on this guava. Now I know it as a strawberry guava because that was how it was given to me, and that may or may not be the correct term for it. The people out there that know a lot about tropical and subtropical fruit, I could really do with a hand here. Should I be thinning this fruit? Should I be letting the tree sort of settle with the fruit load that it's carrying? I really want to try and get more guava this year. We've sort of only laboured through certain amounts over the years, but never really got what you call a good crop. And that could be the exposed area of the site. I don't know, but if you've got some thoughts, should I thin, shouldn't I thin? Let me know. Silvanberry settled in to this tub, so I'm really pleased with that. Of course, it's going to be dying back and losing its leaves, getting ready to settle down for winter, but it's looking really nice. It put on some nice new growth. You can sort of see that darkened growth there since it's been potted, so I'm really positive about this Silvanberry. I think it'll be a good spot for it. This bed has been prepared in the usual way that I'd prepare for an allium bed, and we're going to put all of our onions and leeks and maybe some leftover garlic into this bed as well. I've got some drills ready, mushroom compost, all the usual suspects, but it's ready to plant today, so that's another thing I've got to get done. My first planting of garlic is really cracking along. All of it's probably in the vicinity of about 15 centimetres high. A lot of them are starting to form their second leaf, and they're doing really, really well. As always, in every veggie bed on this property, silver beet is making an appearance, or more to the point, chard. You can see a bit of red chard there, a bit of yellow or white chard growing side by side. I'm going to try and dig these seedlings out, transplant them, but yep, you got to keep an eye on them. They get into everything. Last capsicum of the season. That's going into tonight's dinner for a celebration. If you follow the channel, you might remember I was given some clumping onions, sort of a shallot style bunching onion by the looks of it. And you can see that they are heading exactly as expected. Lots of shoots coming out of each bulb. They're going to very much be a clustering onion. And they're going really, really well. Another thing that I didn't do last year, which I actually have done ready for next year, is I never pruned our eggplants and capsicums. This Supreme eggplant that we've got here, we've had this for 3-4 years and it just keeps on producing every year. But I have to prune it, prune out the base, basically call it underskirting, and then thin it out a little bit so a bit more air can get in there, because this year it did suffer a bit with fungal disease. Eggplants are as tough as buggery, but in this case, yeah, it needed a little bit of help, and this year it's got it. So, after the painful task of planting my onion and leek seedlings, now I've got to water them in. Make sure they're nicely saturated, ready to go. Thanks for watching this little walk around the garden, showing you little bits and pieces of it every week maybe. The other thing I wanted to do is talk to you about a video by YouTube that's really struck me this week, and I hope to continue doing this, and it's from Britton Farms Homestead, and it's a video on 5 concepts on how you can really grow good onions and how you can grow big onions, and the 5 biggest mistakes to avoid. I'll put a link in it. It'll come up about now probably, but thanks again for watching, and catch you next time. See ya.